Hello from Portugal. We are okay. Everybody is okay. There was a massive state of emergency throughout Portugal and Spain. For those of you that do not know, and if for anyone that tried to get a hold of me, but I did post on Instagram on my stories. I always forget to post to TikTok. There was a massive blackout throughout all of Portugal, most of Spain, and as far as I've heard, some parts of France, Italy, I think Greece, I don't know. Normally the things that come on the news don't scare me. When it came to COVID, I was living my best life, and I know not everybody can say that, but I was really living it. Like, I was not feeding into the fear. I was not even as awakened as I am now. At the time, I just knew not to be afraid. I knew there was no need for panic, and the more you panic, the worse it gets. And during COVID, I was, because we had social media, we had each other, we had our families, we had our loved ones, we had food, we had electricity. When your power goes out, and I know that some people's power go out, some people in other countries, in third world countries, don't even have power, right? When I realized that it hit because there's occasional blackouts where the power goes out in our town, in our building, in our region. But as soon as I heard that it hit the entire country and Spain and other parts of Europe, my entire soul started crying. I started crying. I was like, this is not normal. This is not okay. And although I don't want to feed into the fear, I couldn't help it. I am normally the person that will be like, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine. And of course, everything was fine. It lasted 12 hours. Well, for some parts of the country. Ironically, power went out 11:33 a.m. and in my region, it came back on at 22:22, which has been my number the last few weeks. But it gradually went on for different parts of Portugal. So in my friend's area in Lisbon, it came back on for her at 8:33 p.m. last night. And I know not to panic. But I literally was just like, this is not okay. This is not normal. And there were signs. I remember this one lady, I forget her handle, but I remember her putting this video out, warning everybody. She's like a psychic, and she was warning everybody, store food, store canned goods, water, get an extra water supply because we're going to need it. She was like saying something about oregano oil, pack medicine, all this stuff, right? And that always stuck in the back of my head. When I saw that video, I knew instantly, I was like, she's not messing around. Now, we already had storage box with extra food just in case, but one thing that we did not have was a generator. So as soon as the power came back on, boom, instantly ordered a generator. So why am I sharing this? It is not to scare you all, but it's to prepare you all, because I feel the moment that this happened, I was like, I know that nothing bad is going to come of this right now. But I literally was just like, I don't feel good. This doesn't feel good. My friend was like, oh my God, I thought we were going to be attacked. And everyone was like blaming it on Putin and all this stuff. We still don't even know what caused it. A lot of people are saying this was the biggest cyber attack. It was, according to CNN in Brussels, this was like the biggest cyber attack known. But we still are not certain what caused this. All that matters, though, is that we stay prepared for the unexpected. This is not to scare you. This is not fear-mongering. It is to make sure that we are always prepared, because we never know what can happen. We really don't know. So expect the unexpected, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just preparing yourself for worst case scenario. So there are plenty of generators out there that people should buy. There's even solar paneled ones. I don't know. Do your research on which one is the best. Make sure you have a supply of food that, canned goods, lots and lots of water. Make sure you have a water filter and store that. Get it prepared. You just really never know what can happen. And there's, I saw Akura, official Akura, she was posting that this was like draconians, this is the dark, but whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Let's not go there, and let's not feed the dark, right? So just stay as positive as possible. What was really funny, the power was going in and out for me. Like the power was off at around 11:30, 12. I couldn't tell because I didn't really like need any, but I noticed, actually no, yeah, it was around 11:30 a.m. I remember the Wi-Fi wasn't working. And so I used my mobile hotspot on my phone. So I still had internet on my phone, but not necessarily like the home Wi-Fi. So 5G internet was working just fine. I was using my mobile hotspot and to work on my laptop. And then by 12:30 there was no more. But then it would fluctuate. So it would go in and out, in and out. Now I went to the store. I went looking for food. So I went to some nearby mini markets because all the grocery stores, the main supermarkets, they were closed. They all closed down except for one. But of course, everyone's going to go to that one and there's going to be long lines. So my instinct was I'm going to go into town and I'm going to go to the little mini markets to get canned foods, toilet paper, etc. I already had enough water at home. And yeah, but my thing is we don't have a gas stove. So we got really lucky that my parents have a gas stove. And so we brought all the food to their house last night. And it was like, we were eating like it was the Last Supper because we brought all the food. We had chicken, mushrooms, shrimp, salad, beef, little steak. I didn't have any steak, but you know, just like having anything and everything. It was honestly like, it was scary. Like, it's weird. Like, I normally would not get scared by this stuff. And it was cool being off my phone and socials. Like, I didn't even feel like I needed it. But it was strange because it was knowing the fact that all of Portugal, most of Spain, and so many other countries did not have power. And I just knew that there was something bigger. And I don't know why, but the first thing that came to my mind was the pregnant women in the hospitals. I don't know why. I was like, everyone in the hospital, they're going to be without food. They're going to be like, just everything that you need electricity for. And then I realized like, holy crap, like we take power and energy, electricity for granted. We really take all this stuff for granted. We don't realize and understand how much we have to be grateful for because we need it for everything. And so this was just such an important reminder to be grateful for even what we think is the smallest thing, but is huge. It's very, very huge. And I don't know. My nervous system was shot. Even though I can stay grounded, my nervous system was shot yesterday. And so trying to think what else. There was one thing though that I thought was really interesting. So in order to notify my clients, because I had meetings and we were told that that the power could be out for like 2-3 days. I was like, okay, well, I got to post something on Instagram to let my followers, clients know that I'm going to be out, right? And so I posted a story, but I was like, okay, well, if they don't see my story, it has to be permanent on my page. And by this point, there was literally no internet. And I started calling in all energy. I started using Reiki and all energy, and I was feeling it all around my hands and my entire body. And I was calling on the violet flame of fire, and I was like, please, beings. And I was in the middle of like posting it. It wasn't posting. It was not posting. It wasn't going through on Instagram. And I just felt it throughout my entire being. All this and I was like, I am an energetic field. I am a field of energy. I am a field of energy. And it was just like, I can feel it throughout my being, throughout my hands and everything. And then all of a sudden I see the line like posting on Instagram. It's going, I'm like, okay, continue. And then it posted. And then as soon as it was done, no more power. It was like no more internet, no more phone lines. It was done. So we are literally the creator of our reality, but we have to really bring in the light, bring in that power, bring in that energy. So just a reminder, but all is good here. Much love and God bless.